Hi, I'm Lacey. Nice to meet you. And for those subscribers who have already been here, thanks for watching this video as well. But today I'm here with a video that should have been filmed 3 years ago, but I never got around to it. But I'm kind of glad I didn't get around to it because a lot of things have happened since this event. But for anybody who is new here, I'm sorry if you guys don't like my makeup. I just went a little crazy with my makeup today and I'm feeling purple. So the title of this video is going to be Gallbladder Surgery Gone Wrong. And I had my gallbladder removed and it went terribly, terribly wrong. So if anybody is watching this who is going to have that procedure done and they're worried about what could happen, please, please, please don't listen to what I'm going to say. Like, don't take their medical advice and think that this is gonna happen to you because it happened to me, because that's not the case. What happened to me is very rare, and yeah. So please don't be afraid to have the surgery done. If your doctor recommends it, just go ahead and do it. But you can take precautions and ask them about stuff that maybe you can find from my video if you're scared that this could happen to you. Okay, so we're gonna go back 3 years ago. I was having some pain in my right side and I went to a gastrologist and they found out that my gallbladder has stones in it, and they thought that maybe was what my pain was coming from, but I don't know if it was, to be honest. So they made the decision, and I mean I did too, to get my gallbladder removed. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I was excited for the surgery. I was like, I'm not gonna have any more pain anymore, yay. But man, was I wrong, and I have been in more pain since then, and it's been one of the most unbearable pains of my life. Okay, so April 17th, 2017, I had my surgery done, and I will insert this photo of me being way too excited to go into the operating room. So I had the laparoscopic gallbladder removal, which is when they use, I believe, a robot type thing. They make 3 different incisions, one upper, one lower, and one in the belly button. And my surgery went okay. I woke up and I was okay. Didn't really even hurt. I just remember going to put my clothes on and seeing scars and being like, oh, okay. But it didn't hurt. I went home. Later that night I had soup. Now, I don't know if this was a sign of anything or if I was just crazy off the medication and anesthesia. I started to feel like I could feel the soup draining down my stomach. I don't know if that has anything to do with what happens, but it was just a weird sensation. Okay, so the next 2 days are, well, it was 3 days until this happened, so the next 2 other days I was fine and just recovering. So I went out to hang out with a friend and I felt a pop, and I'm not exaggerating, it felt like an actual pop in my right side. I didn't know what it was. I thought, okay, maybe this is whatever. And the pain subsided really quickly, so I didn't think anything of it and I didn't go to the hospital that night. I went to sleep and the next morning I was in complete agony. I felt like it was so crampy and painful. I felt like I was going to die, and my mom works from home, I'm sorry. And I told her, hey, I need to go to the hospital, I don't feel well. And she didn't really take it too severely at first, but finally she did take me, and I remember holding a bucket because I was so afraid I was gonna throw up from the pain. And I remember shoving this ice pack that the hospital gave me the day of the surgery on that area that was hurting. And I was just, we drive about, I'd say 1 hour and 30 minutes, so an hour and a half to the hospital where I had my surgery done. We didn't go to like the nearest ER because we thought it would be more smart to go to the hospital that I had the surgery in. So I did that whole car ride in agony, and I remember not saying a word. But at the time, me and my mom weren't getting along so well because she wanted to move to Gettysburg, and I was not for it at all. And it was just a bad timing, and we were still bickering over it once we got to the hospital. When we got into the hospital, the ER was packed, and I never have seen an ER more packed, and I've been in the ER a million times since this has happened. But it was so packed that I was contemplating on just going back home. Man, was I glad that I didn't. So we got into the room, me and my mom were still bickering about Gettysburg. I know, we shouldn't have been doing that when like I'm in agony, but it happened. And they took my blood and they decided they wanted to do a CT scan on me. So once the blood came back, the doctor came in and my mom wasn't there. Mind you, my mom smokes cigarettes. Bad habit. And since she was nervous about me and we were bickering, she was in and out of the hospital having a cigarette. So the doctor told me that my D-dimer was either elevated or out of whack. I don't remember the exact words, but me being a 20-year-old at the time did not know what the heck they were talking about. I was just like, what? And he said that I could have a thrombosis. And I'm like, okay. I don't know what that is, but okay. My mom is an inpatient coder, so when she came in, I told her that the doctor said, hey, I could have a thrombosis. She kind of freaked out. She's like, what? Who told you this? Who told you this? They thankfully did have me on some pain meds because the pain was so unbearable, but she left the room after I told her that they thought it could have been a thrombosis. And I remember just sitting there waiting, and then my mom came into the room again, and I saw that she was bawling her eyes out, and I was like, okay, that must not be good news. So it was confirmed that I did have a thrombosis, and it was in a very rare spot. My mom confirmed to me that I had a portal vein thrombosis. Now, if you guys didn't know, your portal vein is one of your largest veins in your entire body. My blood clot was in the right part of my liver, the right branch, I'm sorry. And I remember her telling me this, and I started laughing. I know, not a great reaction. I didn't really know what a blood clot was. I didn't know what the extent of it was. I just started laughing because I was in such a bad place at the time that I was just like, wow, this is what I get for being depressed. But it finally sunk into me what it was, and I did start crying. But the first thing I asked my mom is, no Gettysburg now? And she agreed, no Gettysburg. So I stayed at the hospital. They admitted me inpatient for 4 days. And I had to see so many doctors, like it was crazy. I actually was in the PCU, which is the unit under the ICU. So I was in like, not intensive care, but like worse than the average person in the hospital. So I saw my gastrologist, I saw my surgeon again, I saw everybody. But the most important doctor was the blood doctor because they wanted to know what happened. So mind you, this was 3 days after a surgery. The hospital doesn't really want to take, how do I say this? They don't want to admit that they made a mistake. So they told me that the blood clot was caused by a rare blood disorder called antiphospholipid syndrome. Do I know if I have antiphospholipid syndrome anymore? I don't know, because things have been really confusing. Back then, I tested positive for antiphospholipid syndrome, which is a rare blood disorder that attacks your blood, and it's just really, really bad and crappy. But ever since then, I was tested again because for some reason I have this gut feeling that I don't have APS. And I was in the hospital this year, and I said to the blood doctor, could I be tested again, because I want to know. This was 3 years after. And then he said that it tested negative. So I've heard so many conflicting things about how I got the blood clot, but it was provoked by the surgery. We don't know how I got the blood clot. Don't know if it's APS, don't know what it is. But since then, my life has been downhill from there. I have been in pain from this thrombosis and the damage that it did. It is supposedly now gone, but there's a lot of damage from it. I am in agony every day because my bile ducts, if you guys didn't know what bile ducts are, search them up because I'm not good at explaining it. My bile ducts now are starting to occlude, is what they say in the scans. Supposedly I have scoliosing cholangitis. I don't know if I said that right, but that's where your bile ducts are pretty much dying. So what I'm saying to you guys is that my life was changed so much just by one surgery, and I still don't know how I got the blood clot, and I'm still living with the effects of it to this day. I thankfully have medical marijuana, which does help me with the pain a lot, and I have to take like 8 different pills a day, just so I don't have any all these things. Once I got the blood clot, so many other health problems arose, and it was terrible. So I'm on so many medications for pain, stomach, asthma, fibromyalgia, arthritis, which I already had before my surgery, so I can't say that one. But it sucks. I am literally one of the bad cases of what happened with the gallbladder surgery. So I'm just trying to spread awareness that you should be cautious if you feel weird after you have a surgery. If you feel like you feel something abnormal go to the ER and get it checked. Don't worry about like the money or payments and stuff. Just get it checked to be sure that you don't have something bad like I do. Well, did. So yeah, I've been in the hospital this year at least 4 times for my liver pains, and I've been living with the effects of it, and it sucks, but yeah, it's life, and I'm just going to live it as positive and happy as I can. So I'm sorry that this video was kind of sad, but I really just wanted to get my story out there. So if you like the video, feel free to thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like, that'd be awesome. And I just hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and please, 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 please don't worry if you are gonna have surgery. You can be cautious and aware, but like don't freak out and think that this is gonna happen to you, because that's not likely the case. My body's just weird and we don't know why it happened. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.